What's up, guys? Welcome back to Roleplay One Shots. Going into hour number 2 here. Jeff, tell me more about Sylvester Standalone.
All right. So Sylvester Standalone is staring across from you guys. Puddles are starting to, I mean, they have been forming. It's dark. Again, the town is sparsely populated, and you stayed till closing, so there's not a lot of people in there. But what people are there are quickly going behind closed doors. They're closing shutters. They know what's about to go down. And Sylvester Standalone is a large man. Back then, people were not very tall and big, and he is absolutely massive. But he's kind of famous for, he has this just hideously mangled face, barely can utter words. It sounds kind of like he's suffered a concussion or 200. And he's looking across. He says, "Yeah, real pretty night went in there, and gave you guys some money. We'd like that money."
I turn once again to Sir Scuticus. I was like, Scuticus, pay the man, and walk by.
You start to walk away.
Yeah, I'm starting to walk out the direction. Past
I
him.
ponder slapping the shit out of Token, but decide that in front of Sylvester, probably not a good idea. So instead, I'm like, hey, bro, we turned down his offer. It's not enough money for us. So he took the money, went back to his quarters. We don't have his money. And at this point, I'm also hand on the hilt of my sword, just letting him know that I am to be fucked with.
He sees this, kind of nods. Go ahead, Ron.
Rod looks to Token and says, "Where are you going again now? This is like the third time you're just walking away from a situation.
Yeah,
You
I'm
must
going
come
to
back
find the
here
guy
and
that we
face
got to
this."
talk to. The guard, whatever that guy's, the knight. I don't know his name. He said to go meet him over there, so that's where I'm headed to.
No, that was a dirty trick. You get back here.
I push past you guys. I'm kind of, sloshed. I've been drinking a little bit, but this guy, guys, he looks really handsome. He sounds like a poet, and I'm inspired by him. So I ask him, what do you want the money for? What do you really need, bro? How can we help you?
Well, Sylvester Standalone hears this, and he's actually, if you could roll against your charisma real quick, see how it's received.
Those numbers look like.
And you know what? Give it a +1 because you're drunk.
Because you're drunk, not a -1.
Oh,
Oh man,
is it just naked 2d6? Is there
that's a
charisma
fail.
not give a...
He just straight.
Well, yeah,
up
I know
failed.
that, but she doesn't have any
What does that
pluses or
do?
anything.
No,
Her charisma's
'cause-
13, right? No pluses or anything.
Yeah.
yeah,
Plus one.
13's +1, so you'd actually
Oh.
roll a 7. You actually partial success.
Okay, so it's a partial success.
Because Jeff gave you a +1 because you were drunk, so that's +2.
Yeah.
There you go.
So Barnacle walks forward, kind of tripping over her robes, and we heard what she thought she said, but what she ended up actually saying was like, "You're if I could, see it, and I want to know poets." And he kind of looks at you, thinks of you as I guess, a pretty easy target because it looks like you're really drunk. And the black tie bandits, while incredibly well dressed, are not afraid to get down and dirty a little bit. He gives a little bit of a hand motion, and Token, who's already kind of separated himself from the group and walked away, is the first one that there's 10 minions with him, if you will. Again, extremely well dressed, very handsome men.
Okay.
And they all pull out little short swords and start to walk and surround you guys. What do you guys do?
There's gotta be a misunderstanding because I don't know why you pulled those little things out. We have no interest in them.
I'm going to pull my sword out, and I'm going to, set up looking right at Sylvester. Like, bro, tell your girlfriends to back the fuck off, or it's going to get ugly up here, man. Simple as that. We have no quarrel with you. We don't have the guy's money. He wants us to go kill a necromancer. Maybe we could team up. But, I'm not opposed to bitch slapping my brother in public. I certainly will put you down in front of your boys. Don't make me do it.
Rod, Token, there's men surrounding you guys.
I'm waiting to see how Rod reacts before making an action.
Well, I've been looking at Barnacle this entire time because for 10 handsomely dressed men in suits right in front of us, I believe the Barnacle should be the one to smooth this way and get us out of here.
I kind of notice the Rod is looking at me, and I think he's trying to give me some signal, and that signal is probably that he could handle this situation best. So what I do is I go and I put my arms on Rod's shoulders, and I thrust him forward at the group of guys, and I say, "You guys don't want to fuck with us, because I have the toughest guy in all of Megalobe Crazy where we are, right here, and he's going to fuck you up."
That's actually exactly what she says. And as she says that, the group bursts in. They got within about 10 feet of you guys, and then they start closing in, brandishing swords. And the first one they come up to is Token. So you've got about 4 guys closing in on you. Sylvester seems to be kind of in the back watching, and they're going to come up on you.
Okay.
What do you do?
I look at the, like, kind of look around me and count all the guys surrounding me. How many are directly in front of me, Jeff?
4 seem to have their attention on you.
Okay.
4 of the 10.
I turned to Scooter, or I, like, put my head back and yell at Scooticus. I was like, you should have just paid him. And then I turn into a ram. So I have to roll for this to see if I turn into a ram or if I just fuck this up.
He starts to vibrate.
Yeah. So it's 2d6 plus my wisdom, which is a 3. Please don't fuck this up. 12. I nailed
Boom.
it. So I hold
You,
3, which means I can do 3 actions. But you got to tell me my move list as well.
Oh, okay. Because they have moves against you is what you're saying?
No, like the creature that I become is a ram. So like, what can I do as a ram?
Ah, okay. I'm gonna say that the ram has charge or
Okay.
something along that level.
Sure.
If you can look that up, and then your charge attack is gonna be your, I imagine your strength, and we'll say +3 because you have horns and you're charging.
Okay.
And I would say rams are tougher too. So I think there's an endurance thing. So it'll be like HP +4, as I want to say the endurance one.
Okay.
While you're a ram. But you're going to have like no way to communicate because you're not a talking ram.
Right.
And you're not wearing armor. So I said toughness, but no, it's health that you have.
Yeah, it's +4 HP.
Okay. So I'm going to say any piercing attacks will do double damage. But
Okay.
you, I don't think you have to worry about that because they just have what looks like basic swords.
Okay. Yeah.
So guys,
I just charge
Token
them
turns
if I
into a
can.
ram.
That's my round or my action this round.
So we don't really do initiative. So these 4 are closing on you guys, but you see this. I'm going to let you guys decide what's going to happen. What do? You've got 6 guys closing in on you, and Sylvester pulls out his sword.
Yeah.
It's nothing super special, and he's going to walk in behind as well.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and push past his minions. My sword has already been drawn. I push past his minions, and I head straight to Sylvester. And
Okay.
I'm like, dude, call off your dogs. Last time I'm going to ask you, call off your dogs. Don't let Ram Boy kill some of your boys here. But, like, this is not going to turn out well for you.
So I'm going to say you issued a challenge, basically, because you're kind of doing a badass move past the guys, and you're going up there.
Yep.
So I want you to roll on your. What do you think, JP? For this, it's not charisma. It would be more like intimidation, which would be maybe strength.
Yeah, if you want to. I do want to make sure that the other players know Jeff cannot actually attack us in this game, in this rule set. The only way that he can deal damage to us is if we get a partial success or fail. So it's 100% reliant on our own actions. So if you want to just attack him, Scoots, that's the only way that he can ever deal damage to you.
You mean, so, like, again, out of character, like, he can't just send an aggressive monster at us that attacks us first, you mean?
He could say, the creature is charging you, what are you doing? And then you could say, well, I want to attack it,
right?
or
Okay.
I want to run. And if he says, okay, well, if you're running, you roll against your dex. And if you succeed, then you don't take damage. If it's a partial success, you get a bit away, but perhaps you trip, or perhaps you lose contact with your friends. And if you fail, you get hit.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Well, I mean,
just wanna
again,
make that clear.
if I'm in a challenging stance, then we got to go, right? So, what do I roll?
It's going to be against your strength, I'm going to say, because you're an evil character you're threatening. So I would say it's that versus charisma. You're not trying to appeal to him. You're like, yo, I'm going to fuck you up if you keep coming.
Exactly. Okay, so my damage is D10, and
Wait.
my strength is 18.
You don't get
so
to
how am
attack yet, right?
Okay.
Or do they, JP? Do they just attack?
I'm sorry, who's attacking? If Scoots wants to attack, he could just straight up attack, yeah.
But you're
Okay,
saying
yeah,
I'm
go.
rolling to basically say if I intimidate him or not, right? Basically to get him to back down. Is that what you're saying, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather end this peacefully and not cut his head off, but
I think that's how it works. Yeah. Roll
so I
against your
want to.
strength.
I'm basically. So what? How would I roll then?
So you would
2d6
roll.
plus 3, right?
Yeah,
Strength?
so whatever your modifier is for your strength.
It's 3.
So 2d6 plus 3.
2d6 plus 3. Okay.
Everything you roll in this game is always a 2d6 except for damage.
Damage. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2d6 plus 3. Here goes.
Whoa.
Nailed
Okay.
it. Jesus, the rolls.
So that's a huge success. So you kind of walk forward, you push, you don't even give a shit about the little minions.
Can I actually? I think I actually push a few down in the fucking mud. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. You
Yeah.
shove them down. They kind of cow away from you because you look very imposing. And you walk right up to Sylvester. You're looking up at him. He's much taller than you, but you don't seem to be intimidated by that at all. And you say exactly what you said. And he like starts, his natural inclination is like, who the hell is this guy? But he kind of gets the vibe that you absolutely mean business, and that other guy just turned into a ram. So he's like, you know what? Okay, maybe you guys keep the money. And he kind of whistles and twirls his finger, and the guys start to back away. They sheath their swords and put their hands out, and they start to kind of disappear back into the shadows. They are very aggressive, as you could tell, but they're also bandits, and they know when there's going to be some serious bloodshed on their side. They don't have the advantage. They back away. So for now, the Black Tie Bandits, led by Sylvester Standalone, seem to be a non-issue.
Okay, so they're leaving
I
completely.
turn to Rod and I go, "Are you not entertained?"
Well, now I go to the bandits, and I bring the voice of God, and ask
Right.
them,
Do you start walking around the corner to prophesize to them? Is that what you're saying?
yes, because they've already been humiliated by my older brother. I figured, as someone that likes to get some secrets, I've got to know everything. These guys have been sent home alone, cowering. Why not bring them in and have them join us?
Okay, so as you're doing this, in normal situations, the evil henchman and the leader would just kind of disappear, but Rod actually he puts some hustle in there, so he kind of hustles around the corner.
So there's actually a move for this, Jeff. It's called Parlay. And it says when you have a leverage on a GM character and manipulate them, you roll plus charisma. Leverage is something they need or want. On a hit, you ask for something to do it if you make them a promise first. On a 7 to 9, they need some concrete assurance of your promise right now.
So guys, let me know when you're doing moves, by the way. Tell me
Well, a
about
lot of
that.
them don't even know the moves. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm just speaking up. Yeah.
You want to parlay, Rod?
I'm face palming right now just because Rod's chasing these guys that I just fucking got to leave us alone.
Well, hang
I'm
on.
cheering
they-
Rod
they-
on. I think he's going to fight them.
They
Scuticus-
have to know the voice of God as well, okay? Everyone needs to know the voice of the one true God. They are just like everyone else. Just because you humiliated them doesn't mean that they should not become one as everybody.
Roll against your charisma, buddy. You're doing it. You're
yeah, so
prophesying.
you're parlaying with them.
I'm gonna kill
Okay.
him.
While you're doing this, I also want to remind you, Jeff.
What is it?
It's 2d6 plus your charisma, which is you have
This was
12.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you roll plus 0, so just a 2d6.
I'm going to say, by the way, it's -2 because you're trying to talk about Warrior Jesus to a group of bandits that just got shamed and feel... No, let's say -1 because there's also a good chance that they're vulnerable enough that God could get in right now. What were you going to say, JP?
While he's rolling that, you can actually make an attack. Like, you can say that someone comes to swing at you as a DM, but the character has to make the action. So then a character would roll a defy danger test. So, like,
Okay.
then we would roll to get out of it. You also rolled a 3, so you straight up fail.
So, guys, Scuticus turns around and says, "Are you guys not entertained?" He's just super badass. Rain's falling off of his awesome armor. Barnacle's swaying there, and she's like, "Yeah, what do you think, Barnacle, when you see this?"
I think this is gonna be awesome because we're already winning, and now Rod's gonna go in. He's gonna fight him again, right? That's what you're doing, right, Rod? You're gonna fight him more now, right?
Barnacle's
chasing
swaying
after.
there, thinking this, and all of a sudden, for reasons that were explained, but at least at the time seemed really strange.
Mark XP, Rod. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you get an XP for that. Rod jogs forward around the corner into this darkened space where there doesn't seem to be light except for lightning. And he's like, "Hey, guys, wait!" And the bandits are like, "What the fuck?" And they turn around, and Sylvester Standalone turns around, says, "Hey, what do you want?" And he goes, "Rod, go ahead. Tell him about Warrior Jesus."
Warrior Jesus is the only Jesus, and the warrior that you need. You need to believe in him and come to the one voice.
Okay, it turns out that these guys are vehement atheists, actually. They hate gods and deities. They turn to a life of crime because the world has just kind of turned them out. It does turn out that they have incredible fashion sense, and they are extremely fit, handsome young men, but even despite that, they're very angry. So if you could imagine like a Orange County high school student type vibe going on. And they rush at you. You incited them. You said the absolute worst thing you could say to these shamed, atheistic bandits, the black tie bandits. So they rush at you, Rod. What do? You're by yourself now, by the way. Your party's not far behind, but you are.
Can I see this
corner.
with my?
I'm gonna say no because
Okay.
he ran. They tried
He's
to
in like an
disappear.
alley by himself.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're running at him with like swords, like in hands and like about to strike, or
Can I not run as fast as they can?
yeah. Well, you would in this situation if you're trying to get out of that Rod, you would roll a defy danger roll. And
Yeah,
you can,
let's do it. Of course, I would be running away completely the opposite direction.
So-
You're
Back
gonna
into
try to run away, so you
far.
defy danger roll, which is what did you say, dexterity?
well, if you want to do it by powering through, by getting out of the way or acting fast would be dext. Yeah, dexterity.
Uh-huh.
But
No,
you can
that-
do other stuff as well. Like you can use your intelligence and use with quick thinking. You can use your charisma using charm or social grace. You can use your mental fortitude, and then Jeff just has to figure out what the fuck the application would be for that in this particular situation. But you can defy danger with all of your stats. So it's totally up to you what you want to do, Rod.
All right then.
I got you on Skype, JP, by the way.
Okay.
Rod is confused. He has no idea what to do in this situation. Ends up doing nothing because
They all charge at you, and you're just standing there.
and yes, that usually happens. There was a decision to run away, to explain to them this is not a good idea, or to continue to tell them about the one true God and that they should still join even though they want to kill me. So
Well, that sounds like he's trying to get out of it by being charismatic once again, using
So he just
charm and social
continues to
grace.
prophesize, even though he failed so bad.
Yeah. I would say if you want to roll for that, Rod, unless you just want to take the fucking hit.
yeah, no, let's roll for that.
Okay, then
Do
do
it.
another
Do
2d6.
it.
Whatever your charisma is, 12. So yeah, it's just a 2d6. Okay. You are successful. Somehow
All
he
right.
gets through to him or something.
You know
My
what?
God.
Because that is what always happens to me somehow. I just pulled through. I always believed in myself. I knew I could do it.
So
knew I could
Rod, witnessing this alone, says something that really pisses off the bandits. They turn around. Sylvester, Standalone, and the whole black tie bandits charging at Rod. Rod, at this moment, drops down to his knees and continues to utter the graceful and holy words of the warrior Jesus. And in spite of themselves charging at him in a bloodlust, they are actually inspired by the fact that you didn't seem to give a shit. You didn't care. And you just continued. And as they came closer, Rod, they kind of slowed down and they're looking down at you. So if you could what are you doing? Can you describe this successful sermon that you're giving, basically?
I am kneeling on the ground. My hands are above my head, and I am praying upwards to the light and to show them where they should be going. And I'm trying to just bring the holiness to everybody.
As he prays and is doing this, and only
Just-
Rod and the bandits are witness to this,
Like
an actual ray of
God.
sunlight shoots down from the darkened sky and seems to bathe Rod in this glorious light. And remember, he's got very pallid white skin, so he becomes kind of a glowing figure before them.
Nice.
And
I
Rod,
become that movie Powder that you may have seen 15 years ago.
Yep.
I feel it through my body.
I'm going to roll a D10, and of the D10, this is how many of the Black Tie Bandit minions you've converted to Warrior Jesus belief. Just one. So one of them immediately drops his sword. No, he doesn't drop his sword because he believes in Warrior Jesus. He walks forward, and he also drops down on his knees and just kind of stares at you lovingly and with great conviction. And you're in this moment here, and you can hear him whisper, "Can I join you?" What do you do, Rod?
I gladly accept the
Rod,
condition that he would be my slave.
It's not Sylvester, is it?
no. It's just a normal minion, and he says, "Will you teach me the ways of the Warrior Jesus?"
I will teach you the ways of Warrior Jesus. Only if you continue to be on your knees day in and day out to show me how much you really mean it.
He starts to, like, a soft sob escapes from him, and it's recognized as absolute joy. And he leans forward and kisses you on the forehead and says, "I will. I will." The other bandits are extremely intimidated and scared by this event, this seemingly miraculous moment in time, and they back away. And you can hear Sylvester Standalone say, "Let's get the fuck out of here," and then they run. They actually run off. The light closes in the sky, and you stand, or you do what you want, but you now have acquired a religious follower.
Is he a young boy?
No, he's like a 19-year-old, very handsome, well-dressed man.
I might have second thoughts now. I thought he would be a young boy. And that's the only way as a man of God can really truly go through life, is to teach them when they are young, growing up, and to show them the real way of how you follow the one true God and its religion. If it's not a young boy or girl, I think I've made a mistake, but I guess I could help teach him along the way.
Thank you, Rod, for that inner monologue. So some time has passed, guys.
Like this entire time, we're just standing outside. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm
What happened? What do you
making
do?
neighing
We
noises.
see all these people running away from
No, you
Rod's
don't.
general area. No, we don't.
Do we see the beam of
Leaving?
light come down from the sky?
No.
Nope. It's around the corner. This is a miraculous moment in time. That's what I'm saying. You guys were just kind of standing back there letting Rod die, apparently. But
I was hoping.
Yeah, I turned back
what do you do
into.
now? Like, it's been about 3 minutes.
Sure, I mosey around the corner very
Yeah.
calmly as a ram.
I don't. I have
Just
tucked myself,
As a ram.
As a ram, yeah, I'm still in ram form, so I'm just moseying around.
and I've kind of tucked myself under a building eave out of the rain a little bit, but so I don't see any of this shit. I really don't care if he gets killed or not. Honestly, like, he's a pain in my ass, has always been. So
Yeah, I'm hanging out next to Scott, and I'm, wondering out loud if Rod is still alive and if he's going to have any use for those robes and that weapon he had.
Okay, Rod, a ram comes around the corner. You did not actually witness. No, you did. You witnessed this transformation, so you would know this to be token. What do you do?
Why are you a ram right now?
What do I see when I come around the corner? Do I see a one of the knights like leaning down to kiss him?
You come around the corner, and there is Rod with dirtied knees standing. He's still kind of he looks to be hard at thought, thinking some kind of weird monologue inside of his head. And next to him, looking completely adoringly at him, is an extremely well-dressed black tie bandit who's just staring at him lovingly.
Okay, so it doesn't look like he's aggressive
No.
towards Rod at all. Okay.
The other guys are gone, too. You don't see him.
I tilt my ram head up, and my eyes kind of squint a little bit as I stare at Rod Breslau and his newfound friend, and then I just turn around and walk back out of the fucking place. And go back to the rest of the party. And
Token,
basically-
why is it every time you're near me, you end up walking out from me? It feels like we're not connected on a deeper level.
As I'm walking out, I like shapeshift back into a human, and I turn around and be like, "Come, we gotta go talk to the guard. We gotta bring your new friend, by the way." And I keep walking out. I go over to Scooticus and Barnacle, be like, "Rod found Mr. Breslau, whatever the fuck his name is, found a friend. It's really weird."
I look at this ram who's
No,
just
I'm a human
making-
now.
You're human now. So you're
Yeah,
making
yeah.
some weird fucking noises I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So where is Rod? What's going on? What'd you see over there? Is he alive?
Rod,
Did
come
they,
around
did
the
they kill him?
corner.
Rod, do you come around the corner?
Yeah, I'm not dead.
Okay.
God,
I'm
Rod.
good.
He comes around
I
the
see
corner
Rod.
with this
Around the
guy.
corner. I
Yeah.
got my new buddy here. I mean, I thought it would be better than this, but I'm glad this all worked out. Just
Rod,
how I thought it would.
I look at you in the face and I say, "God damn it, Rod! You cannot keep bringing friends in here. I don't like these people that you bring around, Rod, and he can't hang out with us, Rod."
Noticing that Barnacle is quickly sobered up to the situation, I concur and go, remember last time you kind of got in trouble for this shit, a little jail
No.
time?
Please,
This
Mr.
whole,
Rod,
Warrior
explain
Jesus
to them.
rapey thing you got going needs to stop, bro. Really.
tell them what I'm here to do with you. Please tell them.
Please, Mr. Breslau, tell us.
He's here to worship with me. And I
Guys.
need more followers. We cannot have
I-
a proper worshipping if I don't have followers. I need massive, massive amounts of people all by my side at all points of time. In heights, in weights, and just behind me as we walk down pillaging. And if I don't have them, we can't win.
Every
Well,
I
time
need
Rod
this guy to be
speaks,
with me.
this black tie bandit kind of clasps his hands and starts to shake, just starts to nod reverently, soaking in every one of his words. And when Rod finally stops meandering through 15 sentences, he looks up and says, "My name is Corwin Tanabacher, and I am a man of crime, no more. I am now here to learn of the warrior Jesus with Rod Breslau, the most sacred prophet. He did something. I saw the light, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the light."
I just roll my eyes.
Yeah, Rod, I just want you to know, bro, that you've been down this road before, and little minion boy, he's gonna get tired of you really quick. He's gonna dump you, but just know, Rod, that you're feeding this kid. He gets a cut of any treasure from your cut. We're not sharing our shit with this guy because he believes in your shit. So he can tag along, but I tell you what, if he gets in my way, if he gets in my face, the pimp hand will come out hard. Deal?
Deal.
All right. So Corwin Tanabacher has joined the group, and again, he just seems to be carrying his short sword, and he's just very well dressed, extremely handsome, just a very good-looking man. The night seems to wind down. You guys, well, I'm supposed to ask you guys this. What would you like to do now? Where are you going to go?
Well, I would assume I'd turn to the party and be like, we should probably go look into that guard and tell him that we want to take on his mission. But as Scooticus says, we do need to perhaps ask for some more money or land.